Sangachadhvam Samvadadhvam Samvo manansi janatam Deva bhage Yatha purve Sangyanana Upasate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
नमस्कार गुरुजी.
नमस्ते, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this beautiful place. I don't know what name to give to this place, and I'm thinking of a novel that I read a long time ago, The Lost Horizon. You know, I forgot his name. Last name was Smith, and he talks of a imaginary place called Shangri-La, between somewhere in the Himalayan valleys. So what we have here is another valley, and to me it feels like a Shangri-La. So a question I have is, what was the idea behind the establishment of this place, where it came from and how it came to a fruition?
So it so happened that I am a householder. So this, when this Sahaj Smriti Yog path started, then people wanted to meet me. So, but they hesitated because being a grahast, they said, oh, this is your private time. So how will I come? Though we said, you are welcome, our house is open 24/7. Anybody seeking mind, seeking heart can come anytime. But they also feel hesitant. So which is very much human. We also understand and respect that feeling. So he said, let us look for some place where we can meet, where you are available for us. That is came from our associates only. We want a place where you are available for us 24/7 and we are not hesitant anytime because you are there for us. So that was the seed thought. So that team only, associates only, and we wandered together and we homed down in this place. That is how it came to. We went to very many places, but every ingredient was meeting here. That we are close to jungle and we are little far from the humanity and we are not that far also, and we are surrounded by mountains, 101 mountains. Nearby flows Kaveri, just beside the ashram is a small rivulet. So everything what was needed was meeting. So we decided here. That's how this place came into being. As you well said, how to name it. So we said it is mirroring the universe, the nature. So we carved the name Darpan, which in English means mirror.
Yes. And it's a very old word, you know. You see the Darpanas in Ramayana, you see the Darpanas in Mahabharata.
Correct.
You mentioned SahajSmriti Yog.
Yes.
If somebody who is not at all familiar with your work or your sadhana, how would you describe, say for a lay person, what is the SahajSmriti Yog?
So we go by, if we look at today's world, and especially youngsters and to the middle aged and for everyone else in by that same token, the attention span has gone very slow. It has become, it is very limited. So we wanted something which everybody could spontaneously remember who they are, how they are, where they are, and feel confident and clear. So clarity was the thing. That was, everybody wants clarity, but retaining capacities they are losing. That is how Sahaj Smriti Yog gives a practice, so that everybody could become self-confident and could become such that what is to be remembered will spontaneously come to them, and that is how the Sahaj Smriti Yog is.
Okay. And so a typical question that anyone would have, and so I'm asking on their behalf, let's say. So what could be a qualification of a person who just wants to explore, you know, so you gave a basic introduction, I'm sure there are different aspects to it. What would you consider a person who is ready to explore SahajSmriti Yog?
Anyone who has come to this conclusion on their own, that there is more to life than they know, then they are fit person. That means seeking should be earnest in that person, that earnestness, that thirst for knowing more than what they already know. And this trust in oneself, that what I have explored so far now is true to me, and so I want to explore the higher truth, because when one goes in search of truth, it definitely happens that they come to know that there is more to know. So they are the fit people, those who are ready for the SahajSmriti Yog, because they have discovered the fundamental truth that they are true and there is more which they don't know how it is. That's how.
So in the Darshana tradition, like Athato Brahma Jidnyasa, Athato Dharma Jidnyasa,
yes,
that would be a
right,
reasonable way
right,
to say.
right, yes, yes, yes.
Guruji, so how long you are, I mean, right from the birth you told me, but in a sense, in a very active way, how long you are working on this mission of the Darpan Foundation?
This 2011 to be precise, sabbatical for 1 year, then it became 2 years, and then the mission started as the way you are wanting to know. Then I was committed fully to this. That is, so roughly 12 years around.
And so you were doing it on your own, and the formation of idea, like create maybe like a samstha, when that came to you?
It started the year we were married. So 2001 the idea germinated, and 2002 we got it registered as a society in Delhi, and so first it came in 2002. Then cut to 2018. Then we started this ashram.
Right.
So this is how it is.
And think of a word yoga. So if I'll skip the sahaja for a minute, sahaja as in a way easy, let's say.
Yes.
But yoga, I feel, for interesting reasons, just like a coin that has been overused, you know, it gets misunderstood.
Yes.
What would you describe as you see what yoga is?
Yoga is, we are always, this one word people understand, oneness, but they do not experience it, what the oneness is. So yoga union in that sense, this is already is one. Now scientifically we are discovering singularity and every that oneness is there. So we all those who have, we have forgotten that oneness in experience. So yoga defines that it is a trying to make us remember that the oneness is already there. You don't need to do anything different to become in yoga. You are already yogi or in yoga. Only thing is you don't know this. You have forgotten.
Okay.
So that is how it is.
So possibly the word is like you don't have to change to anything, but niravaran,
Yes,
like, you know,
yes,
remove the some of the confusion
Correct.
to see that you are there.
Yes. So Atma Vivek, which we say traditionally, or Shruti Smriti difference, that is already there, but you are not listening it. So if you tune to it, then you know you are already in union. So that is the way yoga should be seen, because that is how it is.
What do you mean by Shruti Smriti difference?
So the Shruti generally, which we call Veda means knowledge. So Shruti means there is in this whole, you call it cosmos, universe, Srishti, whatever name you give, it is one always. There is no other way to express it. So the one who listening to that, who is listening, that one itself is listening. So there is no difference between Pind and Brahmand. Like we are sitting in this ashram. Suppose there is no wind outside. How can we breathe? So we are totally dependent on outside, 100%. So we are already in union. Now can we say that no, I will not breathe? So this is making us breathe. By mistake we are considering as if us is some different entity. Us is part of the whole.
It's organism. It's the
organism. So it is vibrating with that. So knowing that as it is spontaneously, that is Shruti. You listen, you tune to it keenly, that oh, this is how it is happening. If you become little gross, then you have to remember who you are.
Small doubt, huh?
Yeah.
So you said everyone is actually in the yoga, in a union, oneness. One has to realize it. The doubt I have is, would this lead to some people think that I am there? Okay, maybe I know or maybe I don't realize. How does it make a difference? I am in a oneness. What would be your response to
So,
that?
without experience, because of the ignorance, one moment anybody can say like that. But those attributes like peace, come what may happening in your life, there are so many problems happening, you call them problems. So if you are not realized, you will be perturbed by those problems. But the realized person will not be perturbed, whatever the situations is coming. So this difference will be there. They may say, but that will not be the realization. The moment reality hits them, they will say, no, I don't know. I made a mistake by saying that I am in yogi or in yoga.
Very typically we use these words very loosely sometimes. Like doing a swadhyay, doing a sadhana, doing tapasya. If I pick between these two, let's say the word like say tapasya and sadhana, what is the difference between tapasya and sadhana? They are two words, so there must be something different.
So the common thing between both is knowledge. But to acquire knowledge, you have to do tapasya. And when you have acquired the knowledge, then you have to balance it. So sadhana words come from to do something, balance something. So after attaining to the knowledge, only you can do sadhana. You do something you have attained, that only you can balance. So people generally do not understand this. Keep that before, for knowledge to acquire, you need to do tapasya, and after you have attained some knowledge, then you do sadhana.
Okay.
That's the difference.
And so for tapasya, would you say something needs to be, just as a regressing backward, something needs to happen in order that you are able to do tapasya, or it's kind of a free form, try different things, and that is part of tapasya?
No, certain things are needed. Like it is like refining your tools. Any knowledge is received in wisdom. So wisdom needs refinement. It has, so we have given it three names just for the sake of understanding. This one is intellect, another level we can call intelligence, and third is wisdom.
Okay.
So you have to refine the consciousness. From what? From those elements by which it is getting maligned. So for tapasya, you have to do certain way you have to eat, certain way you have to think, and then certain way you have to do your activities. So gradually your consciousness becomes purified. Purified from what? Those elements which are maligning it. So this much is required. That is why from the earlier days, this comes into yama niyama, then only we get yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So this tap, sauch, swadhyay, this comes into that. So tapa means something, sauch first. So anywhere it is first step. If you do sauch, that means cleanliness, personal hygiene and outside cleanliness. If these two things you do, then you will be inclined to do that tapa. So that some kind of cleanliness in every sense is needed. So that is the only requirement, that you have a will and desire to refine your consciousness.
Okay. So would you say, since you use the word refine, so they feed on each other? So like you do some tapa and then you add the shaucha to it.
Yes.
So then they are
Yes.
adding on each other and refining themselves and get to some basic knowledge.
Yes, so those who understand the real meaning of the yoga, that everything is always one.
Okay.
Now in one, that oneness, you are trying to differentiate things to become clear. You want clarity, purity, correctness. So more you do this sadhana, this kind of activities, so you are again back to the tapas more. More tapas you do, then you feel like tending towards sadhana. So everything goes together.
Yeah, they are feeding each
There's
other.
a feeding each other.
Very
Each
good.
other. So that's how it goes. But you know what is upper and what is lower.
Correct.
The sadhak
So
knows.
sadhana would come only after tapa.
Ha.
Okay, that much is clear.
Yeah, that is clear.
You mentioned the in one of your book a typical what do you say sadhana path, like what the person should do on an everyday basis. What would those be? Some of the steps that everyone should do.
So possibly, if your work permits, then wake up early in the morning, before sun rises. Before sunrise, you rise,
Right.
and then do some kind of physical activity, and sit for meditation, because nobody can meditate, but everybody can sit for meditation. So sit for meditation. So for a beginner, this is sufficient.
Okay.
And then other things are for manifesting in the behavior. Those are of more of a mind thing.
Okay.
So that way, this is the difference. Ki if you have to do three things, then wake up before sunrise.
That's physical.
Physically wake up and do some meditation or sit for meditation and do some physical exercise.
Okay. What would you say, just as an example, physical exercise? Say Surya Namaskar?
Best is yoga.
Yoga.
That you do some yoga asanas which are easy on you. So gradually you increase your capacity.
Right.
Then you will start knowing how well it works on your mind and your body both. Yeah.
So you said what, like 30 minutes of yoga exercise or some?
Yeah.
See, people usually need some guidance, you know, like how long?
Yes. So for the one who are doing a sitting chair job, 32 minutes to 1 hour possibly. That is how they should keep stretching.
And then you mention for the mind.
Yes.
What is that? What the person?
So
needs
that
to
is the manifestation of your word, mind and deed. That means what you are thinking,
mind indeed.
that only you should say. And what you are saying, that only you should do. And other way around, what you are doing, that only you think and that only you do. So the unity stays. Then you will be free from any kind of conflict in your mind.
Okay, so you're saying if I have to speak that in a corporate language, it's a say-do ratio outside, but also you have that internal ratio the same way.
Same way. So your impression free mind keep becoming impression free, and then you will feel very good about it. Tranquility will come down. This sounds very simple and as if it is very basic. What changes with this? But just do it for 15 days and then report back. You will see the change. That's all. And keep noting down. If that there will be change in you so much. So these are the things.
And I think, I would say this is easy for anyone who is truly desirous of changing, transforming himself. It's not a very heavy burden.
No, it is not at all. Because even if this will help you in your profession, if you are a student, your attention ratio will increase. So that thing is there. If you are working in office, you will feel at home, even when you are at office. So that kind of things will
So
come.
when you talk of a oneness, really we shouldn't dissect our life in a different segments anyways, right?
Yes,
Whether we are working, student, life, family life, work life.
You are one. You only are going to office. You are at home. So you can't dissect yourself. So you are one. So be in that oneness and enjoy it. It was. I'm saying that it has its own positive impact on oneself, and then you feel at home at the whole universe, wherever you are going, whichever country you are going. And more these days, the kind of work is evolving. You don't know. Today you are in America, tomorrow back to China, where your work will. It is in some way, like we say, no, hunter and gatherer, food gatherer days, that you are hunting for food. It is in a evolved sense the same situation. You are a good professional, you don't know where you will be needed tomorrow.
Correct.
So whole you have become a globe trotter in a way. So you will, if these things you develop, transparency, then you will be happy anywhere.
Right.
So it's
required. No, very good advice. I like that. Guruji, you beautifully described the relationship between the tapasya and sadhana. So let's imagine somebody is at it for a while and now he or she wants to experience it, like, take it further. What would you say some of the tools that a person can use in a simple way to explore it further?
So we have to come back to life for everything, because life is the thing which decides things. So in life everybody experiences love, everybody has some or the other way of doing things which they call dharma, that this is what they are upholding. Everybody is looking for some truth, they call it by various names, but truth has so many sides to it. So truth, and once you attain to that, then you go towards peace, which is accommodate everything. So we call it ahimsa. And then finally there is a state where you see every change is happening and something never changing. That is eternal beauty. So these are the tools. When you are experiencing the love, then conflict is necessary. This is not a condition, this is the description. That when you are in love, any action of the love, see mother feeding child, there is some friction. When child is suckling and mother is feeding, some conflict is there. Sometimes even mother has to take some caution that child doesn't suck too much because there is no milk in the breast left. So even such a pious relationship, you visualize any relationship, this thing will be there. So though love is there, but conflict is there, and that some friction is there. So this is one tool to know where the love is, where you are ready to undergo pain for the other. That is what how you understand parmarth, that you are there enjoying the pain because you love somebody. So that is love, one tool. You understand that now you are in love because you are ready to undergo pain for the other. So pain becomes positive, which is otherwise people consider negative. So your education happens. Now if you do something properly, then from conflict you emerge to the sense of duty, that this is your duty. So then another stage of maturity. So dharma becomes your another tool, whatever you call it, but this is a sense of duty. Suppose you are doing your duty properly, then something comes inside you which wants you to know the ultimate meaning of things. What is this life for? Where am I? Who am I? Then the truth, that is where the athato dharma jigyasa or athato brahma jigyasa, or simply in words that you are truth, you want to know, quest is there. So then that becomes the third tool to know. And if somehow you come to know that, you begin to, which simple we gave the first that word, mind and deed becomes one, then it will evolve into the truth.
Okay.
So there you will realize that everything is in perfect order. Only thing is you don't have to disturb anything. Just that is, so treat on such a way, like Rama says after realizing when he is initiated by Vasishtha, he says, there is nothing which I should do and there is nothing which I should not do. Now you tell me what should I do. So that is a kind of treading on something where you don't disturb things. You do exactly what you need to do. So it sounds contradiction in terms, but since you have already crossed the stages of realization of love and dharma, so you know they are all contradictory sounding things. Still there is a way where you treat by doing all this. He is fighting a war also, killing demons also, but he is treating in such a way where he is not disturbing anything. So that is ahimsa, where he is, which is apparently appearing to be hinsa, but in reality there is no hinsa. He is treading on a path where nothing he is disturbing in whole existence. So when you cross that also somehow, in that includes all the universe, everything, and then you realize the eternal beauty which we call Shiva. So these are certain tools which every human being can experience subjectively by doing a small 2-3 steps.
Okay. So two questions,
Yes.
just to follow up to that. So the path you said, like prem, dharma, satya, ahimsa, is this in this sequence linear path or is there a back and forth interaction between them? That's one. And the second one is if you can repeat the definition of ahimsa, which I find it very beautiful, because typically we are kind of used to a very crude definition of himsa versus ahimsa. So the first one is there an interaction, and then the definition.
So always when there are two ways people look, एक है inductive way of doing things, another is deductive way of doing things. So deduction is easier. Like that path was taken by Patanjali. So he begins with samadhi, that you come from top to down. You are already in yoga, in samadhi. Now if you do yoga chitta vritti nirodha, if somehow whatever tools technique you apply, your tendencies are done away with. Then you tada drishtu sarupe vasthanam. Then you see your sarupa as you are. So if you are not capable of doing that, then it is one by one. Otherwise not.
Yes.
So this is both ways. It is like an open ladder, this wooden ladder, which has both the ends open. You can place this way also, that way also.
Yes.
So you can go either ways. So this is one thing. And when you reach there, is it different? Yes, if you have attained to there, then you will see despite everything changing, at one station there is no change, and that is very beautiful. So you enjoy the both. Now ahimsa, as you said, this is how people generally see the ahimsa, but ahimsa is like you see sky, where all the galaxies, all the stars, they are moving on their own, up their own cycles.
Very high speed.
Very high speed. But they are not in conflict with one another. So same way in life, but according to dharma, when you are treading, if you are in that consciousness, then it would appear as if you are there. Things are getting disturbed. But realized person know that you are not disturbing anything.
So something may turn into a supernova, but that's a natural expectation, right?
Correct, correct.
So even if it may feel like a himsa to a neophyte, it's not himsa, it's just a natural course.
Yes, right.
Thank you for spending time here. And now Guruma has joined us. So a question actually about both of you, but to you. When did you meet or where did you meet? And was it a love at first sight?
So you are the gazer of sky and Nilesh is the name. which to every deity applies. Anybody you say Krishna is Nilesh, Shiva is Nilesh, Ram is Nilesh, sky is Nilesh. So let me say that in this life, because we met in Delhi, so I saw her walking and I found myself walking behind her. So I saw the way she was walking. So a voice arose within me that if whosoever sees, if she starts walking behind me, then I am ready to walk behind her. So this is how we met. And then it so happened that somehow, though I saw her walking on the road, but somehow we reached the same place.
Oh.
And rest is the story. Or
No, that's a very neat story.
Yeah.
Okay, so just the feet, and that something told you there.
Yeah.
Very good.
So because I have stayed in co-ed hostels and everywhere,
Yeah.
but it was a new idea.
Yeah.
That and I never questioned my ideas.
Right.
If something has come, it must be true. Otherwise, it will not come.
And then one more question.
Yeah.
So you came from a journalism background,
Yeah.
and into this. Now, very interesting that in our ancient Indian narratives, the Narad Muni is mentioned, and as a role of a journalist, and I say journalist with integrity,
Yeah.
and even including the fact that Narada is a post.
Yes.
Like we said, just journalists came. We
Yes.
don't mention the
Janaka,
name.
Janaka,
Vishnu,
Narada.
right. Vishnu Purana mentions a name of a specific Narada.
Mm.
But back to your transformation or transition, two questions. One is, how was that transition from journalism to what you are actually doing, this whole yajna? And in what way that background benefited you?
So in first how it happened, because it is a gradual happening, it has to happen. In journalism also we are supposed to see things as they are, but the level is different. There the facts, what we call apparent facts, we have to go by that. So facts are considered sacrosanct in journalism. So and when you turn to spirituality, then here truth becomes the sacrosanct, because we say everything else is changing, but truth being eternal, the highest truth, that is always there. So that becomes a smooth transition. The truth there also is there in journalism. There also we are supposed to see things as they are, but the level is little down, much more apparent. Here you are moving towards reality where everything is included. Appearance is not excluded, but something which we call essential or tattva jnana. Then you know that how the facts are movable and they are moving, but the truth is always constant. So this is how it happened.
Okay, no, beautiful answer. Well, I would like to thank both of you for spending time and inviting me to this super wonderful place. And a short stay, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
you are welcome, and we are happy to talk to you, because this kind of perspective which you have given to the world, which is rare, people will take time to decipher it and understand it. Thank you.
Thank you.